All right, what's going on, Giants fans? Some quick day after the game, rational thoughts, kind of keep emotion out of it. I'm Bobby Skinner. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Whatever. We'll start at the top with Jones. I mean, he was surgical yesterday. He completed 75% of his passes, and if there was 2 drops, one by Gallman, which wouldn't have turned into anything besides a 1-yard gain. The Slayton third down drop was big. But if you account for drops, I mean, he is 83% of his passes. I mean, that's really, really good in this game. So you're happy with that game. And I don't think you should change your total opinion on a guy off of one game. Just like I didn't change my whole view of Jones after the Tampa game. If you don't believe in Jones, you shouldn't change your whole view off this Eagles game. You shouldn't. And that's why, be reasonable. But I do want to look at some stuff as a whole since we're kind of at the bye week. And, turnovers have been an issue for Jones. I think the biggest issue, honestly, more than turnovers, and we'll get into in a second, is the big plays haven't been there. And I know I've been teasing this, but I'm working on something of when the route concepts are attacking downfield and when they're not, and the differences are staggering this year. And I'm going to compare it to last year's. It's going to be something fun, but like I said, I don't have that done yet. But turnover-wise, compared to last season, in 2019, he had 1 in 38.25 interceptions, or 1 in every 38 throws. This year, it's actually 1 in 37, so it's a little more, but on a per-game basis, it's less, because last year he had 12 and 12 starts. This year he has 9 and 10 starts. But per throw, it's about the same. But honestly, I'm okay with the young QB having interceptions as long as he's taking chances. The Tampa ones were unacceptable. But if you go through them, each one can be discussed separately. Fumbles, that's where the difference really has been. That's where the difference has been. Now, every fumble Jones has will be critiqued, and rightfully so, because of how many he had in his rookie year. But if let's just say he didn't have his rookie season, and this was his first year, we wouldn't talk about fumbles with this quarterback. We wouldn't. And there's my phone. I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb mode. Do not disturb me. In 2019, total fumbles, he had 1 in every 30 snaps, or times, holding the ball, whether it was a pass, fumble, run, sack, or pass, sack, run, 1 in every 30 snaps. This year it's 1 in 59, cut in half, and then fumbles lost. Last year he had 1 in every 49. This year it's 1 in 103, so he's cutting in half. And to me, that was my goal for this year, was to cut the fumbles in half, and he has been doing it. Now, the greater issue is that the touchdowns haven't been there. For the season, he only has 9 touchdowns if you include the running one. So I do agree, the big plays need to be there more. But he's the best deep ball passer rating in the NFL. Now, the problem has the attempts haven't been there, and a lot of the turnovers have been coming from the short game. But just deep ball passing, and I know it's a small sample size because he's doing it at half the rate that he did last season, he's the best in the league. The best in the league as a passer, as far as passer rating. But I do want to see more of those attempts going forward. But nonetheless, let's talk a little bit about the running game yesterday, and so get back to just individual game for this one. I like what they're doing. Gallman, he's averaging 4 yards per carry, very solid. Alfred Morris, since he's came back, is averaging 5.2 yards per carry. I mean, that's really, really good. I think they should keep the way they're doing it. I don't think they should give Gallman, I know people are complaining that, hey, why are they giving Morris the ball? I mean, Morris is averaging more yards per carry than him. So I like the way they're doing it. Gallman is their number 1 back. Morris is the number 2. And they're using Jones in it. Jones is the leading rusher for this team. And I know a lot of people want to point to Shane Lemieux, who I do think had a good game yesterday. I haven't watched the all 22 yet. But a big part of the rushing game improvement has been Jones and teams actually respecting the read option. Teams, because think about last week in Washington. Did we have any big read option plays? No. Tampa? No. Because teams were respecting the read option. Now, Philly in the beginning of this game didn't, and we saw that it was there. Obviously on the touchdown and what should have been another touchdown that was called back on a holding call by Andrew Thomas. Andrew Thomas, like I said, I've only watched the TV copy because all 22 is not available. Andrew Thomas had a solid game. Not a perfect game, but a solid game. And I think this was the biggest one out of these 3. Because the Tampa game, it was awesome, but it's one game. He shut down the inside. That was probably the most impressive. The Washington game, really good game, but I know Chase Young is the rookie that everybody wanted, but at the end of the day, he still is a rookie who's having some rookie struggles of his own. But to put 3 good games in a row together and a good game against the Dolphins, the Eagles team that embarrassed him on Thursday night. I think that really is important. That's huge for your confidence to say, hey, this team embarrassed me, and I came back and looked good against them. So I like that for him. I was other O-line takes. Very surprised Hernandez didn't get any play until Zeitler got the concussion. And Zeitler says he's feeling well, so hopefully he's back. Zeitler is one of our guys, so we love him. I'm not going to give any real takes on that until the next game. Because if the next game they're starting Lemieux over Hernandez, then it's like, oh, wow. Which I don't even necessarily... I think Hernandez would start for almost every team in the NFL. On the defense, Baldy pointed out they trapped us in the run game a lot. I was surprised when I saw this. David Mayo had 5 solo tackles. Devontae Downs had 4 solo tackles. Blake Martinez had 4 total and only 2 solo tackles. So, at first I was a little alarmed by that, but I think part of it could simply be like, hey, they attacked the other side and tried to trap Martinez. So would you be happy if it was Martinez with 9 tackles and then David Mayles and Devontae Downs, whoever's the backside linebacker, having 4? Yeah, so I look at that, although they did run very effectively, over 8 yards per carry. I'm interested to see exactly how they did stuff and if it's something teams will copy. Bradberry is just a beast. I mean, there's not much analysis I could give on that. He's just a beast. He's an all-pro corner. He should be all-pro this year. If he doesn't make all-pro this season, you shouldn't have any faith in the all-pro voting. Peppers is my favorite player on the team now. He's my favorite player. He just makes plays. He had 2 tackles for a loss, a half sack. He just continues to make plays. He's the definition of that money backer that James Bradberry talked about. He is a money backer, and he does it right. He doesn't have most of the time he doesn't have gap responsibility in the run game. They blitz him. They play him. He's good in coverage. Don't tell me that Jabrill Peppers isn't good in coverage. He is good in coverage. Leonard Williams, 5 QB hits yesterday, no sack. Well, he did have the sack on the 2-point conversion, but that doesn't count to the stats. But 5 QB hits. Dexter Lawrence got a sack. So good overall game. No turnovers, but I thought it was a good overall game. It was a good team win for the Giants. So hopefully they build off this on the bye week. Go beat Cincinnati. Good game from Joe Judge, although I wish he would have went for it on that 4th down. That kind of bothers me. Good game all around. Let's go Big Blue. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff.